We are supposed to talk about Viveka Chudamoni. Since Viveka Chudamoni is a very popular book by Shankaracharya, and is regarded as a very popular Prakarana. Prakarana treatise is not the exposition and explanation of the scriptures, but it is written to make the truth of the scriptures more easily understandable, so that we can practice spiritually. So it's all about Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, and Shankaracharya is one of the most popular books, Viveka Chudamoni. Viveka is Viveka is discernment, differentiating truth from untruth, differentiating real from unreal, differentiating what is good from us from what is not good from us. This all comes in differentiating, discerning, and that's called Viveka. Viveka is one of the very important quality of spiritual life. Viveka and Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Vairagya is after you discern what is true and what is untrue, what is real and what is unreal, what is permanent and what is not permanent or what is impermanent. And Vairagya is giving up the impermanent, untrue, unreal, and bringing to the real, bringing the truth. That is called Vairagya. Sri Ramakrishna once asked Yam, what is Vairagya? The traditional definition given for Vairagya or dispassion is Indriyadeshu Vairagya. You are not attached to the sense organs or the mind or the world. Vishaye Vairagya. You have no special attraction for Vishaya. What is Vishaya? Vishaya is not the subject, but in fact it is the object. Vishaya often called, what is the subject? Translated to Vishaya. But here Vishaya means all the objects that we see in the world is Vishaya. And Vishaya Vairagya. You are not, have no any attraction for the things of the world. You have no attachment for the things of the world. That is called Vairagya. That Yam said, no attraction, no attachment to the things of the world. Sri Ramakrishna said, no, that is the half of Vairagya. Definition. Vishaya Vairagya, Ishvare Vairagya. How that attachment will come unless your mind is put somewhere? You will have no attachment for a thing if you can be attached to another thing. So where to be attached? Ishvare Vairagya. Attachment, attraction to God, to the Spirit, to yourself, the real. So you have no special fascination for the unreal, but you are very much fascinated for the real. That's called Vairagya. So Viveka and Vairagya form two important aspects of an aspirant who seeks truth, who seeks knowledge, who seeks God, who seeks the permanent. You see, in this world, everything is impermanent. Everything is changing. What we want to hold on is just slips to our hand. So we like something and it goes away. We have a great love for a cat. Suppose I like a cat and I don't want to be separated from it. It is I like it like myself. But what happens after 12, 14, 15 years? The cat goes. And what it gives to me, it gives a lot of pain, lot of suffering. What is because I love the cat that I feel pain? No. I enjoy my love for cat. I enjoy the cat's love for me. But my suffering was because I had no Viveka. I had no discernment. I wasn't prepared that cat will one day die before me. Because his life is shorter than mine. That is called Viveka. To understand the nature of the world is Viveka. And that is a very important factor to keep ourselves in a good, healthy mood. And when we are in a healthy mood, only then we can be happy and peaceful. Everyone in this world seeks peace and happiness. And that can come from right understanding that the world is ever-changing. It doesn't remain as such. Whatever we hold here is changing. Our youthful bodies will change and change. It will not remain like that. There will be wrinkles in the skin and hair will gray, will grow gray. That is a fact of life. If you want your hair to be black always, then the first time you see gray hair in the mirror, it will be horror. Oh my God, I'm getting old. When we are born in this world and we have a body is bound to get old. Wrinkles are bound to come if we live longer. Teeth will fall, hearing will be impaired, sight will become less powerful, walking will be difficult, pain in walking will be there. All this is a part of this life that has been made this way. Nothing in this life is permanent. Then, should I cry from now on? No. Be in a blissful way, understanding the nature of the world and accept whatever situations come. Accept the changes. Everything in the world changes. One Swami gave a wonderful talk. He said, spiritual practice consists of practicing 4 things. Very simple. The 4 things we practice, he said, practice forgetting 2 things. And practice remembering 2 things. Just remember 2 things and forget 2 things. That is done. The spiritual practice is done. You will be strong to face the challenge of the world. What you forget first? Forget that what other people have done bad to you. In the world we have a lot of complaints against other people. That person didn't help me, that wasn't perfect to me, he was very insulting, he was not really good and kind, complain against him. And that person complained about me to my boss. And I believe he just breathed my faith in him. No complaint against him. Forget that someone has done bad to you. That is one big forgetting and that is one big spiritual quality. Forget what others have done bad for you. Why to forget? Why to forgive the person who really harms me? The person doesn't harm. The spiritual solution for this problem is the person doesn't harm you. You earn yourself through your karma how you should be treated by others. You are responsible for the treatment that you get from others. No, I didn't do any bad to him. May not be in this life. You are already destined to get something from your karma that you did in your past life and you don't know. So the person who brought you insults was just a caretaker. It had to come to you. You had earned it. Postman comes to your door and gives a bundle of food, packet of food. Postman is not to be praised or blamed. You have ordered the food. You have earned that food should come to you. Postman is just the carrier of that food. Mailman is just the carrier of the food. Like that, the person who brought you insults and harms and injuries is not the person that really is giving you. It is you who have earned that through your karma. That person is just a carrier. When you get insults and like that, rather than blaming him, say him in your mind, thank you for being painful to me. Thank you for bringing injury to me. Because I deserved it and I had to leave this. effects. And that's called forget what that person has done to you. Never be envious and jealous of that person. Forgetting one. Swami gave this talk. He said there are two things to forget in the world to become spiritual, and two things to remember. What to forget next? Next forgetting is that we often remember when we interact with others. What little you do to something to help others, you remember throughout your life, that person has forgotten and moved forward. Oh, I did help to him. I lended him $50 and that person has totally forgotten and now he doesn't remember that. He carried on his back. I give him solace when he was in problem. I said kind words to him. I prayed for that person and that person doesn't care for me. Forget that, what good you have done to that person. Why should I forget if I have done something good to others? Because again the law of karma says that person got something good from you, not because you were doing that. You were not the generator. Because his karma earned back something good to be given to him through you. You were only the complete, you were only the main man who carried good things to you. Don't give yourself credit for being of any kind. Forget that you have been kind and good to others. But pray to the Lord that He has made you an instrument to do something good for you. And what remember? Remember that world is ever changing. Nothing will remain same forever, for longer time. Some changes very quickly, friendship, relationship, everything may change. And something ever changing slowly, like changes in our body, changes in our mind, changes in our habit, everything changes. The thing that you liked in your childhood, you don't like that now, that much. So those changes are very negative. Everything in the world just changes. That's the nature of the world that has been created by God. Don't try to feel that world will be like this always. Children, you take their age, they grow up and they have their own life. Don't feel sad for that. What you do now, be happy that I am taking care and be present to God. Children grow and don't have any expectation from them. I am taking care of my child because when I will grow old, my son or daughter will take care of me. Very selfish idea. And selfishness never gives peace. It never fulfills. It is a source of great misery. Never think that way. Things change. Accept everything. And be yourself. Do as much good as you can do to the people. So, first thing to remember is the world is ever changing. Swami Viveka was taught by his father, which he remembered throughout his life. Swami Viveka, don't be surprised with anything that happens in the world, that anything that happens to you. No surprise, not being taken by a shock. That is called remembering the changing nature of the world. Now the fourth of this simple spiritual practice, the second thing to remember, fourth item of these four things. Remember that in this ever-changing world, there is one thing that doesn't change. Nityo anityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yogi dadhati kamam. Speak the Upanishads, speak the Vedanta. Nityo, everything is anitya, changing, impermanent. But in that there is one thing that is nitya, everlasting, permanent, unchanging, and that is the divine within us. That is God present. That is our Atma. That is our true self. That is our I, the real true myself. That doesn't change. Remember that unchanging reality in you. That yourself are same in your childhood, when you are grown up, when you are old, when you die, when you take the next birth. That I never changes. The real I never changes. What changes is our mind, is our habits, is our wishes will change. So try to focus on God, who is always with us in the same way. His relations to us do not change. His behavior to us do not change. God is same way kind to us throughout our eternity. That God, the eternal, unchangeable being, is present in this changing world. That's called Nityo Anityana. Among this Anitya, there is something Nitya. Among this impermanent, ever-changing world, there is one thing that never changes, and that is God. Try to think of these four things. Forget two things, remember two things. Life will always be happy and peaceful. Never cling on to this life. Never cling on to this body. I will live 100 years. Never make that plan. We don't know when the death comes. Never be afraid of death. Death is not the end. Death is not the full stop. It's just a comma, a big sentence that continues through eternity, from life to life. Just we die and we get birth. So there is no real death. Death is like changing this body, throwing off this body to get hopefully a new and greater body in next life. What body we get in next life depends on our karmas in this life. So how do we behave with others? Whether we have become more pure, whether we are more friendly, whether we think of good of all other people, that depends. That will make our next life journey, spiritual journey, or we get a better life that we feel. So, to be more spiritual is the goal, and this Viveka Chudamoni, as I explained to you, Viveka, now the word says Viveka Chudamoni. There are so many ways we can discern, but this book says it is the jewel in the breast of Viveka. Viveka support is the big thing. King. What is most valuable, most glorious in the king? It's the crown that is so honored and respected from generation to generation. King dies and the king lives forever. And what is the symbol of the king? The crown. And what is most important in the crown? The breast jewel. The crown. Jewel and the god, Kohinoor in the crown of the king that was brought from India or any other crown. So Kohinoor, the crest jewel, the most glorious thing. So like that, this book, Shankara says, is the crest jewel of this discernment. Viveka, Chudamoni. Money is jewel, Chuda is crest, Viveka is the discernment. It's not discernment. So this is that beautiful book written by Adi Shankaracharya. And it explains about the nature of the world, what we really inquire, and we inquire spiritually. Three things. Who am I? Who am I really? Am I in this body, or am I in the mind, or am I body and mind, or is it something deeper than that? So who am I? The second question is, what is the nature of the world? Is it real? Is it unreal? Is it like a dream? What happens to the world when I die? What is world actually? From where it has come? Where does it go? What is the purpose of this creation? The second question. The third question is, what is God? That people often say, scientists say that there is God. Is he like a human being? Is he just a power, energy? What really is God? How can I understand about God? Because the fourth question is, what is the relation between God and me? If I am there, God is there, I can understand my relation to the world, the related friends, colleagues, our children, our elders. But what is my relation to the world? We know how much we are part of the world that we deal with, we are our relation with it. But what is my relation with God? God is great, supreme, living in heaven, ever happy, never no misery, never touches God. But God is happy with what back to me. I am miserable, I suffer, then why should I worship God? What is my relationship with God? These are four basic questions that human beings ask when they are a little in the thinking mood. Every human being asks, God is. And that those questions, if God, actually God removes all the problems of life, all the suffering of life is gone, how can I realize God? What is made by God realization? Is it seeing God in the form that we are trying to meditate in front of us? If I was meditating on Shiva, is God realization made Shiva comes in front of me and start dancing in the cross dance, me, like that? What is meant by God realization? So these are so many questions are there. Is God with form or without form? Is God like a human being? If He is a God, is He just like a human being or any other thing? What is about Hinduism saying that there are 10 incarnations of God, starting from fish and tortoise and hog and all that? So all these questions might come. What is the form of God? If He has form. If He is formless, why is He worshipped having like a form? Is it wrong to worship God with form? So many questions are there in the mind of people. If you read the Gospel, all these questions are answered. Now, Viveka Chudamoni, let's go to Viveka. First to Shankaracharya, was born from 1400 years ago, in 670 BC, 670 AD, and he was the one who re-established the glory of Advaita Vedanta. Before that, Advaita Vedanta was there in the Upanishads. It was explained and treated by many other rishis, but Shankaracharya put the Advaita Vedanta very strong over himself. Not only Advaita Vedanta, what Shankaracharya did is he revived Hinduism. He wrote many stotra, many hymns on different gods and goddesses, and also he revived worship that had been stopped in temples due to the influence of Buddhism. Before Shankaracharya, India was, they say, 2/3 of India had been Buddhist. And Shankaracharya revived the glory of Hinduism and of Advaita, and it again became embraced the Hinduism. So you find very hardly there are any Buddhists in India, with 2/3 of Buddhists, and Sanatana Dharma is re-established. So this is the power of that Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, prodigy, as you know, in very small age, he had learned all the Shastras. In almost 16 years, he had written all the explanations of the Shastras. And after that, he lived more years where he increased and debated with other philosophies and covered them all by putting the veracity of Advaita Vedanta. That is great Shankaracharya. His commentaries on Upanishads are still after 1500 years are regarded as one of the best commentaries to explain and understand the teachings of Upanishads. Shankara also is credited for bringing the Bhagavad Gita from the Mahabharata and making it popular. Bhagavad Gita was there as a part of Mahabharata. That is Shankaracharya who made it popular as the Gita, bringing it out from the Mahabharata and producing giving it to the world. And so Bhagavad Gita is the most popular scripture of the Hindus now. Before that it was there, but it was not a separate entity or part of the Mahabharata. That's also credited to Sri Shankaracharya. He started 4 centers in India, 4 centers of learning and spiritual practice called Vikas in the 4 corners of India. So far-sighted was Shankara. You know the 4 Shankara's ashrams, Shankaracharya ashrams. In the north, he started in Yoshima near Ashram. In the south, near Rameshwaram, or in the south, it is Rameshwaram. South is Sringeri, and in the east, it is in Puri, and in the west, in Dwarka. So how he understood about India, the unity of India, they say political unity, there are so many things, really that is true. But cultural unity of India ever existed, though politically it was fragmented, always in small games, in small grounds. But India, the whole land of cultural unity, was always there. So there is so much difference in language, food, and clothing, how we dress, but India always remained one. That is proved by Shankaracharya, how he established ashrama with 4 quarters. To go into the book of Viveka Chudamoni, we try to now go is of something that put your mind, because questions are something that we often have in our mind when it comes. Some are very important verses that I will try to explain, and very widely known. And I will also invite questions from you. And also I will digress and try to say something from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, because, to understand spirituality, you find in the Gospel, like Bhagavad Gita, I find everything in the Gospel. Viveka Chudamoni tries to emphasize on Advaita Vedanta, but Advaita Vedanta is a part of spiritual practice. Both spirituality, if you want to understand, you have to read Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita. And if both are difficult, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, then the easiest way is now the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. This contains everything of spirituality from Dvaita to Advaita to Vishishta and all the practices of Vedanta and spirituality, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Raja Yoga. Everything you find in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. You will find more stress there on the Bhakti, because Sri Ramakrishna said, Bhakti, as described by Narada, is the way of attendant of spirituality in this Kali Yuga. And why Kali Yuga? Because it said our life is dependent on food. That's why we need life to become shorter. Like even 100 years is short if you compare, you see the description that we see for in Tapasya for 500 years, for Hanumanasura Tapasya for 1,000 years, Ravana Tapasya for Shiva how many thousands of years like that. But here hardly we live for 100 years. And also we don't know. Two doctors and this modern research is saying that human being can live for 120 years, maximum 150 years. That is the expected life can be increased and enhanced after that. But that is nothing. 80, 100, 120 doesn't make any difference. The more older we grow, we have to grow with more bodily pain, more forgetfulness. Remember that long life is not something to be cherished. What to be cherished is great life. Life of activity, life of great thoughts, life of service, life of being in God. That is the life to be cherished, not to live 150 years or 1,000 years. What is living like a sequel later on for 500 years. So life should be like human being, active, interactive, and of use for the society. May it be short, may it be long, doesn't matter. But it should be useful and beneficial. So, as long as we live, let us live by gaining more knowledge. Let us live by giving more service. And let us live by growing in our happiness and peace. So, let me begin with Viveka verses. Thank you for listening to this scriptures. If any questions, you can ask me. So far.